Hi, my name is Mike Hallam. I'd like to present to you a short PowerPoint video on goal setting and instructional strategy as part of my 3250 Instructor Diploma course requirement. Goal setting can be a powerful focusing activity for helping students to become conscious of what they hope to accomplish and encouraging them to accept responsibility for their learning. The students generate and prioritize a list of their learning goals at the beginning of the term, unit of study, or a specific learning activity. This helps students organize their time and resources so they can resist distractions, also providing students with a framework against which to measure progress, helping them to get back on track if they have strayed. The limitations for goal setting are only set to what the expectations of the student and the course requirements are. Student motivation could be an issue since they themselves are setting their own goals. The advantages are to enhance self-awareness. They themselves create personal development and also to generate positive reinforcement. The best practice for goal setting are to take time to identify and write out your teaching goals so that you have a reference point for comparing what you want students to learn with what students say they want to learn. Also decide when to use this strategy, if it will be used once, such as at the beginning of the course, or use multiple times, and how you or your students will monitor progress. And you can also create a handout that provides students with guidance on identifying appropriate learning goals. The roles of the educator are most students will need guidance on how to identify learning goals. You must provide them with a list to use as a basis from which to craft personal learning goals. Goal theory research suggests we help students develop learning rather than performance goal orientations. Students who approach academic activities with learning goal orientations focus on acquiring the knowledge, skills, and understanding that the activities are designed to develop. The role of the learner are to ask students to prioritize their goals by relative importance, then to prioritize the goals based on other criteria, such as difficulty to achieve or amount of time needed to accomplish the goal. Also to reflect on what resources or support structures may be required to achieve this goal. For my conclusion, I would like to show you this short video on student goal setting.
I just wanted to ask you which way I ought to go.
Well, that depends. On where? You want to get to...
Oh, it really doesn't matter. As long as I can...
It really doesn't matter which way you go.
In 1969, Lawrence Peter and Raymond Hull offered a variation on Lewis Carroll's message in their very famous book, The Peter Principle. They wrote, "If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up somewhere else. If our students don't know where they are going, even if we do, they're likely to end up somewhere else." Research shows that when learners set their own goals and figure out how they can best achieve them, they usually become more efficient and more effective. And when learners know how well their goals fit the instructors as well, they tend to learn more and get better grades. Now, as teachers, we can help our students use goals to their advantage in at least 5 ways. First, by prompting them to think about their own goals, asking them specific, focused questions about what exactly they hope to learn through our courses. Second, we can help them set realistic goals, high but achievable goals, and very specific ones. Not get an A in this class, but rather something like make a concept map of the key ideas in each section of the chapter and compare notes with my study group. Third, we can expose students to possible goals they might not come up with on their own, including those of others in the class. Fourth, we can help students devise study and learning strategies they'll need to reach their goals. And fifth, we can use simple assessments and feedback to help students monitor progress toward their goals throughout the term, not just at the midpoint and the end.
And that concludes my video on goal setting and instructional strategy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.